um, today, I don't know what we're talking about. I thought about coming up with an idea for you, but I'm going to, again, wait till anybody asks. I like it best when you ask what you want. So for those of you watching this delayed, you'll just have to wait a minute because people aren't on yet. And I'm sorry about that. But it's a gorgeous day. I'll tell you where I am. We are in the Gulf Breeze area of Florida, actually a city named Milton near Pensacola, Florida. We'll be here for until next Monday. This is going to Okay, Candace is on. Good morning, Candace. Good to have you. Let me get my coffee over here. Happy to have you. Lisa is on here, Lisa IAO. I think that's right. That's good coffee. Who else is on? And you girls who are already on have anything you want to talk about? There's 10 of you on here. Anything you want to talk about today? Because I'm willing and ready. You are buffering connection. I don't know, Mr. B, am I buffering on your connection?
Not now, you're not.
Was I?
For a little bit.
Okay, he said it was, but now it's not. Hope it's better for
Did
you,
you check to
Lisa.
see if you had Wi-Fi turned on?
Going out and coming back in, Lisa said.
It's doing good now, so don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Well, it's good here, so it might be your end, Lisa. All right, anybody have anything particular? Oh, everybody's jumping on. Good to see you this morning. Good morning, Christina from Oregon. Hi, Christina, Homeschool and Grace. Lisa said, it's better. That's better. Good, Lisa. So in the intro, which you missed because it was before everybody jumped on, but the people who are watching this recorded will see it. Good morning, Lisa. Was that I don't have a subject for today. So I'm going to leave it up to you to come up with what you would like me to help you with today. And now, if you don't come up with something, you know I can always bring anything up. But I'm ready to help you. So I know a lot of people like to talk about decluttering. Some people want to talk about the schedule. Some people want to talk about planning and desk day. A lot of times people want to talk about clutter stops. What do you want to talk about? Personal time, self-care. There's so many things to talk about. Finances, clothes. Good morning, Lynn. Hey. So what do you want to talk about? Anybody? Nobody has any idea? And 5 of you went away. What happened? 5 of you went away. Over halftime, can we touch on sentimental things? Absolutely, Lisa. We will talk about it since you were the first one to bring something up. Mr. B says, happy day. Woohoo! So we'll talk about sentimental clutter. The most difficult clutter is sentimental clutter. And it's clutter from, well, there's a lot of things that can be sentimental. It can be things that you've saved through your life. It most of the time tends to be clutter that we have inherited, and it becomes sentimental to us. I want you to think about your own clutter, your own personal clutter, and you died, and that some stranger is having to go through all of your stuff, or somebody you really care for is having to go through all of your stuff. And if they love you very much, they feel it's maybe their duty to take all of your stuff and incorporate it into their home, which has already got plenty. How would you feel and what would you say to them? Now, I know you can't answer me unless you type it all out, so I'm going to answer you what I would do. If I had clutter in my house and my own girls inherited that clutter because they're my children and they had to come in and go through it, what would I say to them? I'm thinking about the different things that I might have, which I don't have anymore, but let's just pretend. I remember when my side table in the bedroom was full of journals and stationery and birthday cards, old birthday cards that people had sent me. I wouldn't want them to take that into their house. I would say, you know what? Throw that away. Throw that away. And first, I wouldn't want them to read my journals because that's just personal junk that you're thinking. It's not junk, but it's personal thoughts that don't really affect other people. It's just for you to get things off your heart sometimes. And I don't think I'd want it's not like it's a diary, it's a
You're
journal.
spinning.
And so I wouldn't want them to see that stuff. What about all my old Tupperware? No. My old pots and pans? Nope. My pantry items? Nope. How about my old clothes? Nope. How about my old shoes? Nope. My old purses? Maybe. They probably don't need them. Um, what else? I mean, think of some of the things that you have in your house. What's under your bed? What's in your bottom drawer? What's on the top of your closet? What's in the corner of the basement? Would you want them to inherit that and that to become their sentimental clutter because you had it for a long time? So that's the number one thing I want you to think about. Number two is there's three ratings for everything in your home. You love it, want it, need it, use it. All some of those. Then there's that group that you like it, it's okay. And then there's that group of I don't like this at all. So first of all, let's get rid of I don't like this at all or trash. You could have trash. That's a fourth thing. So trash and I don't like this at all. Let's get rid of those things. It doesn't matter if it belonged to somebody else. We all come into the world naked and we all leave naked because we don't need those things once we leave or before we get here. We don't need those things. We needed them for the span of our life, and our life had an expiration date, and our stuff has an expiration date. Okay? So think about that. I'm going to read the comments and then I'll talk some more. Hi, Victory. Oh, Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Good morning. I'm going to work full time instead of part time. The pay and the benefits they offered are too good to pass up. I start in 2 weeks. I will miss the lives, but thankful for replays and your payroll plan. Great, Lynn. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your job. Lisa said, I don't want my family to have to declutter because of me, or have clutter because of me. I trash my journals too. Mary Sellers, joining late. Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, Mary Sellers. Lisa says, sometimes I think if we had a fire or a flood that I think what I would miss most. That's a good way of thinking of it. What would you miss most? And by miss it, that means that would be something you used or you read or you handled regularly or looked at regularly. That's why you would miss it. Some things we think we would miss that we don't miss, that we don't even realize we have until we start digging through the drawers, and then we go, oh no, my baby's first toy, or whatever. We don't really think about those things until we run across, and then we think, oh, this is special. And I want to tell you that I think this way, and it changed the way I do things, and that is I am not a president or someone of great import, nor is my husband or my children, other than to me and the ones who love them. There will never be a museum built for us, and there's no need to save all these things. I think some people really think in the heart of hearts that there's going to be a museum one day, that somebody's going to want to display all of these things, and they're not. They're really not. It reminds me of people who save things because they think one day um, they're going to be worthwhile. They're going to be something of value, and they save them for their whole life. And then it turns out they don't have the box, or it started to rust or whatever, and it's worthless. All those years of saving that stuff and caring for that stuff, and they didn't have the right parameters, and they didn't know it, or they would have. And then I think about my husband, what he always says, man, if I had the comic books that I had when I was a kid, but my mother threw them away, they'd be worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, each one of those things. Yeah, but you don't. And so that's why they're expensive, is because everyone else's mother did the same thing, and only a few got away with keeping theirs. And now because there's so few, they're worth a lot of money. But do you really want to invest that much time, trouble, and energy and space into saving something that might be worth something one day? Your life is worth so much more than that. Your life is worth more. I have precious friends in a book club. that I started, and some of them are my actual mentees in this book club, and friends and a sister, and they brought in a couple of other people. And it dawned on me 3 days ago that I was stressed because I'm trying to read that book so fast because I work all day. And then when I'm not working, I'd like to rest. I'd like to watch the news. I'd like to talk to my husband. I'd like to eat supper. I'd like to do some things for myself. And I'm not reading for pleasure anymore. So I thought it would be a great idea to get rid of the book club. And it was scary for me to do that. Not that I was afraid of my friends. It just felt, I don't know, somehow unfaithful. But I wrote a note and I sent it to the book club, and I said that I didn't want to be in the book club anymore and that I loved them and that I want to read for pleasure, not because I have to. I really miss reading for pleasure. And they were very receptive. But I want to tell you what happened when I pushed the button. I touched the button to send it, and immediately, whew, this weight came off of me. And that's the way it is when we're decluttering sentimental things or anything, actually. We have a little fear. I don't know why we're built that way, but we are. But you just have to overcome your fear because you know in your mind that you're going to be better without this particular thing or this particular commitment. And so that's what I wanted to share with you, that it's a relief, and your life is worth more than time and trouble. Your life is meant to have some relaxing in it and to have enjoyment of your family in it. So if your phone is stealing your joy, put your phone down. If you're in a book club and it's stealing your joy, get rid of the book club. If you have stuff in your house and it's stealing your joy, somebody said, yes, our stuff has energy. And when it's in our home and it's clutter, it's a negative energy. And it is, I've always said, it's kind of a depressing thing. It's a pressure on us. And the second you clear that stuff out and you walk into your house, it's like, whew, that feels so much better. It's like pushing the button to say I'm not going to be in the book club anymore. Doesn't mean I don't love my friends. It doesn't mean I don't like the books we read. It means I need some time for me. And so I want you to have that time and space for yourself where you're not constantly monitoring and recollecting and decluttering the same junk over and over again. Get rid of some stuff and really enjoy your life. Okay, let me see if I have any more comments here. Oh, goody, a bunch of people jumped on. So Lisa said, I don't want my family to have to declutter because of me. I trash my journals. I read that already. So that's a good one. Lindsay. Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning. Been on your lives. I have not been on your lives in so long. Glad I remembered to hop on. Yay, Lindsay. And after this, I'll be live on Patreon. Homeschool and Grace. Good morning. I just went to my friend's dad's funeral yesterday. The things that were important were pictures and a few memorable items like a hat and his Bible. True. Very true. Good point. Mr. B says, join Kat's Patreon channel, $6.50 to be able to watch 5 videos a week after week, focused on what we're doing each day, and also reminding my payroll patrons what to do on Saturday and Sunday. Lindsay said, wow, Kat, I was praying before getting on this line. I felt God telling me I need to set parameters on my phone. It wastes my time, takes me away from things I should be engaging in. Well, Lindsay, that was great. The more you have, the more you're occupied. The less you have, the more free you are. Mother Teresa. Lynn, that is a great quote. The more you have, the more you are occupied. The less you have, the more free you are. And what's better than that? We were born to be free. Born free. Remember that? You probably don't. A lot of y'all are young. But remember Born Free, Larry? Story about that lion that was born free?
Yes.
Anyway, it is good to breathe, and I think you can breathe when you feel that feeling of freedom. Good morning, Lida. Good to see you, Mama Lida. So let me ask you this. What clutter are you worried with right now? Just what particular box of clutter or area of clutter is worrying you right now, which is a negative, which is a depressing thing. It's a pressure. What's worrying you? Please name it so the other girls can feel normal. Because it's normal to have it. Don't think that you're a loser of any sort. But it's the way we were raised, to give things value, especially in the past 40 years or so, really to give things value that aren't really value. Clutter that reminds me of failure. Late tonight. Ah, who is that? Late night tubing. Hi, what's your name? That's a great one. The clutter that reminds you of failure. Then why don't you get rid of that? Because you're not a failure. You're not. You're not a failure. You made a mistake before. I made a mistake. Everyone on God's green earth has made mistakes. That does not mean you're a failure. So things that didn't go the way you planned or that you made bad decisions about, that's normal stuff. Let's go get rid of that stuff. Why would you not have a place of honor in your home? And so get rid of it. And I want you to think of that, every one of you, what you're keeping that's a place of honor to be in your home. So many mistakes. That's okay. We all make mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers. That's why I use friction pens. This is not an advertisement, not sponsored. Friction erasable pens. Because when I write something in my planner and something changes, I can erase it and it's gone. And I don't think about it again. And I want you to get rid of your mistakes. Just get rid of them. They don't deserve a place of honor in your heart. They don't deserve a place of honor in your home. So get rid of those things. And you will not feel nervous getting rid of them. You will feel emboldened. And when they are gone, you will feel like what I describe, and a lot of you have been here long enough to hear me say this before, when you're in charge of your home or your finances. I use it a lot with finances, but in your home as well. It's like driving 6 white horses. If you're not in charge of your home and all your junk is in charge of your home and all those things that are like that have taken places of honor in your home where they don't belong, it's like you're running behind 6 white horses holding the reins on the ground, and you end up falling and flopping on the ground and getting damaged. But if you are in charge, then you're standing on the back of this one and on the back of this one, and the other 4 are in front of you, and you've got the reins, and you're driving the 6 white horses. I like standing on top of them. It makes me feel even more empowered. That's the way it will feel to get rid of those things that are taking places of honor from you. Okay, Lisa said, I have all my late mom's photos left to go through, and I put it off long enough. I need to look through and trash duplicates and photos we don't know the people, and then share the balance with my family. Exactly, Lisa. And I probably have said that before on here. My husband inherited loads of pictures from his mother. We didn't know half the people in the pictures, and Mr. B just threw them away. And I said, yeah, but your mother was in the pictures. He said, I know, but I don't know those people. And I've got lots of other great pictures of my mother. And then we gave our kids all of the pictures, and they're going through them and putting them in books for themselves. And anytime we want to look at them, we can. So we don't even, and they love that. So that's why we gave it to them. Otherwise, Mr. B was doing it. He was going through it. I do not like doing that kind of thing. I'm not good at it. So he did it. Didn't you, Mr. B?
Yes.
Yep. Actually, I don't do well with a lot of stuff. When my mother and dad passed away, we had to have an estate sale. My sisters and Larry, Mr. B, took care of it. I was in the estate, so I took care of the finances, getting a new roof on the house, getting the new air conditioner put in, all the stuff, the financial stuff, and I'm good at that. But I didn't want to deal with their personal belongings. Was too hard for me. So fortunately for me, Mr. B didn't have a problem with it, and neither did my siblings, and they took care of it. I would rather not have it at all to deal with. Is that escapism? I don't know, but it works for me and it gives me peace, and that's what I want in my life. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, Mary says. That's excellent, Kat. Yeah, exactly the same thing, Lisa. Getting rid of the duplicates, getting rid of the, Or the duplicates, if you have family members who might like the duplicates, you can separate those out like siblings. And then keeping the ones you love. And you know everyone in there. Because my kids wouldn't want pictures of me with friends they don't know or acquaintances, people I worked with, etc. They wouldn't care about those pictures. They would say, Mama looks cute in that picture, but we've got lots of cute pictures of Mom. So I hope that's what they would do. Anyway. All right. What else? We have about 1 minute, and then I'm going to go over to Patreon. So sentimental clutter was the theme of today. I have a hard time with stuff too. This is Lindsay. When my dad passed away a few years ago, going through his things was awful. I wanted to, yeah. Late Night Tubing says, thank you. What's your name, Late Night Tubing? I like to call people by their real name, unless that's your name. And if so, cute. Grace Nicole. That's a pretty name. All right, girls, I'm going to go. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you come back next week and talk to me some more. Come with ideas, and I'll be happy to answer your questions or talk about those things. And I'm going over to Patreon. So if you are a patron, come on over. If you're not a patron, you can join for $6.50, and you get a video every single day. They are not long. They are like 2 to 10 minutes. Most of them are around 5 minutes, 8 minutes long. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I also have over there the opportunity for you to be mentored. I do have spaces still available for 4 times a month or twice a month. So if you're interested, that's where you start. You start with the $6.50. Lindsay, I'll see you there. And Eva, I tuned in too late. That's okay, Eva. You can watch the recording. All right, bye, everyone. Always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful.